What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. I want to talk a little bit about Jose Benavides versus Jermall Charlo. Fight's going down November the 25th. Now, what I think about this fight is it's Jermall Charlo making his return to the ring after 2 years. So this opponent, I guess, judging by how he looks in this fight, will determine what he does next. Who's next? You can never assume and be 100% right, because a lot of times, especially if it's something you want, the fighters have to want it, and so many other things. All the back and forth trash talking, I don't really care for all that. It is what it is. It's what happens when you get in the ring. Now, looking at both fighters, I think Jermall Charlo should win this fight. He definitely should win this fight. And basically, it's just what what happens after this. Is what people will get more excited about. And that's looking at more of a quality opponent than Jose Benavides Jr. And, I've seen this guy fight. I've seen seen him lose as well. I remember when I really think about, just thinking about it, the Terrence Crawford loss is what stands out the most to me. And I just believe that, with this fight for Jermall Charlo to take that next step forward. A lot of people, because of what happened with Jermall Charlo and Canelo, they're combining the two, as if what happened to Jermall would happen to Jermall. You don't know. For Jermall, this fight is at a catchweight of 163. And it's weird how somebody called in and was asking, don't you think it's unfair that you're not defending the title? And it's at a catchweight. And what people are overlooking is Jermall Charlo don't need a Jose Benavides Jr. I mean, he could fight anyone else on that same level. It's not that it wouldn't be that he need them. This is what you need when you talk about needing a fighter. You're talking about another elite fighter where the both of you are on the same level, in that same seat. You're talking about, his brother. You're talking about Canelo on Demetrius Andre, or whoever wins those type of fights. Caleb Plant. Those are the types of fights where you need each other for, every fight that you have. It's a part of your legacy. Everyone, no matter who the opponent is. It's when you start to stack up the quality opponents. That's what strengthens your legacy. Of course, he doesn't need a Jose Benavides Jr. He's doing him a favor. He's giving him the opportunity. But for that guy to even ask that question, was, okay, you haven't fought in 2 years, and the people feel like you should be defending your title, and it's at a catchweight. His title is 160, not 163. Okay, they're fighting at a catchweight. Jose Benavides Jr. has done nothing to earn a title shot in the first place. So it's not like this fight not being a title fight is some robbery to Jose Benavides Jr. But at the end of the day, Tyson Fury hasn't had a mandatory in 3 goddamn years, and I don't hear people jumping up asking him questions of how come you have had no mandatories. Well, that's a better question for the sanctioning bodies than the fighters. And as far as this fight being a title fight or not, nobody really cares about this fight to the point where they're like, this is a super fight. It's more like, let's see what Jermall is looking like after the layoff. That's all this is. So, people are selective with who they ask these type of questions about. And don't get me wrong, Tyson Fury now he's starting to get a lot of backlash because people are finally starting to get tired of him, and you had people going to bat for him, trying to make excuses. His minions will be his minions, but a lot of people who used to support Tyson Fury is now like, this guy's full of shit, and that's just what it is. But so, come on, man, we have so many things that we can look at going on in boxing, and and point out so many things that's wrong. But at the end of the day, this is just what it is. And I'm looking forward to see what Jermall Charlo is looking back, looking like on his return fight. And see what's going on. I'm not going on into the, people keep talking about mental health issues and all this and that. And look, the fight's on. We're going to see what happens come fight night. It's simple. No need to dramatize it. No need to pump it up and bring up a whole bunch of stuff that really means nothing. And like I said, the thing is to see how he looks in this fight and then see what happens next. And of course, what's next is hopefully, a bigger name opponent where, he get to showcase what he has against the other elite guys. Jose Benavides Jr. has some skill, man, but he's not really he falls apart, man. He's one-dimensional. He's very arrogant, very egotistical. I remember when he fought, and the reason I remember that fight more than anything else that he's done, I remember when he fought Terrence Crawford, and every time Terrence Crawford would throw combinations, throw shots, he kept holding his arms up, shaking his head like, nothing. And I'm watching the bravado, and I'm saying, you keep holding your arms up saying nothing, but you're not attacking. And when you did attack, it was sporadically, and it wasn't anything where I saw any confidence in him of really trying to take over that fight. He was just hanging around, trying not to get hit, throw little pit-pats here and there, and I'm watching him. Terrence Crawford just basically broke him down, took him into deep waters and did what he had to do. I don't really see anything different happening for Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo, we'll see what happens. If Jermall Charlo is the same or anything close to what he was, he should stop Jose Benavides. But we'll see how it goes. And pretty much, it's just a, situation where whenever a fighter constantly brings up somebody's past and try to take shots at each other and all this is what these press conferences has become. It really is like, talk about what you're going to do, right? Focus on you. This is one thing that I've always understood to be, something to come back to backfire on people is when you are talking about what somebody else did and you have to play that head game of trying to get in someone's head, trying to say things that, like, what's going to happen after you say that? Like, what is supposed to happen other than what's going to happen come fight night? You might dig a bigger hole for yourself for talking the wrong kind of shit. What I don't think is going to happen is that either guy's going to get in the other's head, and have them fight off their game plan because of what they said at the press conference. What's going to happen come fight night? Each guy has to back it up now. And I think that Jose Benavides, bottom line, I don't really think too many people think he's going to win this fight. And, you should never underestimate anyone. But he's just talking about his, he's just basically talking about, you crying online and what Caleb Plant did to you and this and that, which is expected. People are going to say things because, they seen you put yourself in that position. But, as far as Jose Benavides, like Jermall told him, you fought a guy that was 35 and 15. And the point that he was making, in reference to the guy asking that question about, do you think it's fair that you haven't fought in 2 years and this is not a title fight, is basically, you haven't done anything to earn a title shot. So to ask that question is like, what the hell am I fighting? This is a voluntary fight. What am I fighting this guy for a title shot for, right? And then Jermall was saying he's not about the belt. Whatever. You never know. People say things a lot of times, in response to a question they feel is dumb or they just want to brush people off. Maybe he feels that way. Who knows? As far as him not being stripped of the title, well, we've seen the same thing happen with other fighters. And basically, one of the questions he asked and it was asked was that you fighting at 163, is this like the first step and you going up gradually to eventually go to 168? And he said yes. So he's doing it the smarter way instead of just jumping up and going to 168. And we've heard, Jermall Charlo mention, he never fought at 168. And so for the fighters that's calling him out at 168, he wanted to defend his title at 160. But for him to go up 168 to 163, you know, had his catchweight fight, then work up. You know, yeah, we all know. We know the names that's there already. We know the fights that we would like to see him have. Are all of them going to happen? Who knows? You know, more than likely no. When you have 4 or 5 different fighters and you're already 33, 30, 34 years old, you understand what I mean? And then like the way it is to put fights together, and it's, you know, so who out of those bigger names will he, you know, have a fight with? that's more of the mystery, like who'd be first, that type of situation. So anyway, I'm gonna definitely check it out, see what Jermall is looking like, and you know, hey, may the best man win. Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.